For decades, the story of India's economy has been defined by one massive, undeniable force: its people. Millions of young workers entering the labor force year after year in a continuous, expanding wave. If you were building a business here, you had a built-in guarantee. The sheer density of the population meant a constantly growing pool of consumers to buy your products and a steady stream of available labor to keep your costs predictable. Entire industries, supply chains, and economic forecasts were constructed on a single premise: that the pipeline of young Indians would never stop expanding. This chart shows India's fertility rate from 1971 to today, and it illustrates a trend that most long-term business plans simply didn't account for. In 1971, the average Indian woman had 5.2 children. Today, that number has dropped to 1.9. When you look closer at major economic engines like Delhi, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu, the trend is even more pronounced. The fertility rate in these states is now around 1.2. Demographers call 2.1 the replacement level, the exact number of births needed to keep a population stable. Dropping below that line removes the guarantee of demographic growth. Consider the thousands of companies selling diapers, manufacturing baby food, or running schools. How do they operate when their primary customer base, the youth, starts to shrink? A volume-dependent business model is now facing a demographic reality it was never designed to handle. The first effects of this decline are already hitting the market. Baby care brands and preschool chains are the first to experience the drop in new customers. Operators who spent the last 20 years aggressively opening hundreds of new centers are now looking at empty seats, struggling to maintain their admission numbers in urban neighborhoods. This visualization shows the trade-off companies are making to survive. As urban families shrink for raising 3 or 4 children down to just 1 or 2, those parents are spending significantly more on each individual child. Companies are shifting their focus toward high-margin products, like specialized infant nutrition, branded childcare services, and premium skincare for babies. Scaling a business through sheer volume alone is becoming a strategy of the past. Success now depends on extracting more value from a smaller consumer base. As this smaller cohort ages, the demographic shift moves into the broader education sector. This bar chart displays school enrollment since 2017, and it highlights a 7-year low of roughly 24.6 crore students. The sharpest downward trend is happening right now in primary schools. Private school networks are realizing that building new campuses in every city is no longer the primary path to growth. Instead, they are focusing on increasing the revenue they generate from each enrolled student. Schools are heavily promoting expensive additions to their curriculum, including international certifications, digital learning tools, and specialized skill-based programs. The era of guaranteed waitlists is fading. The education sector is becoming a zero-sum competition to capture a shrinking pool of premium-paying families. Over time, the decline in school enrollment translates into a national workforce shortage. The missing newborns of today are the missing workers of tomorrow. Massive employers and recruitment agencies are looking at a future where the traditional talent pool begins to dry up. This leads directly to labor shortages, intense competition for skilled hires, and rising wages. To maintain output without a constant influx of young hands, the manufacturing and corporate sectors will rely on advancements in artificial intelligence and industrial automation. Companies that cannot automate will have to find new ways to recruit. This means investing in massive reskilling programs and removing the barriers that have historically limited female workforce participation. Staffing firms are preparing for a landscape where finding an available worker is actually much harder than finding an open job. While youth-driven sectors adapt to a smaller market, an entirely different side of the economy is preparing for a massive expansion. This demographic pyramid tracks the age distribution of India's population. Today, there are roughly 15 crore citizens over the age of 60. By 2050, that number is projected to more than double, reaching 34 crore. Major healthcare providers are already reallocating their resources. Major hospital groups are building out cardiology, oncology, and long-term senior care facilities to meet this rising demand. The financial sector is also seeing a shift. Life insurers are seeing growing demand for retirement planning, pension annuities, and long-term health coverage as the population ages. Over the next 30 years, the compounding growth in these senior sectors will likely outpace the traditional volume-based markets of the past. Demographic changes are inherently stealthy. They move so slowly that they rarely trigger alarms in daily economic news until the market has already finished its transformation. The leaders who thrive adjust their long-term investments and product mixes today before competitors recognize the market has already moved without them. Long-term success in India now depends on aligning with an older, premium-driven, and automated society rather than banking on infinite human volume.